Okay, welcome back. We can start again. If you have any doubts in the preceding examples, you people can ask, and then we will move forward. Anyone have any questions regarding these demos which I gave in the morning? Yes, please, everyone. Puneet, do you have any problem? Puneet? Hello? Hello? Yes, Puneet? Anything you do not understand? Hello? Hello? Yes, Puneet?
Sir, am I audible now?
Yeah.
Hello?
Yeah, it's okay now.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I can understand, sir.
Okay.
I have understand this.
Okay.
Okay.
I thought
Thanks.
that you have a problem because you said I have a problem. Okay.
Sir, I have put this question earlier.
Okay. Sorry. Any other participant who has any question? Then I will explain the activity, AngularJS activity, and then we will start the knockout session. So should I proceed? Okay, now just before we start to work on this activity, I will just show you what I was talking about this. Just for example, you can see what I will do is I will make one web page. In that web page, I will create one to-do list, and in that to-do list, what I will do is I will save these the tasks which I will do for my future. And maybe if I close the browser, I close the system, and next time whenever I'll get back, okay, so it will display the task which I stored in my to-do list. Okay, so are you able to see my screen now? Yeah. So please look at the window here. I have a to-do list, and this page I designed something like this. I have by default 2 items in my list, and then I have one text box which I will use to add items inside this. So I will add this. Okay, and what I did is, you can see I just say 2 more items in my to-do list, and then I close my browser. Okay, so what I want is I want that whenever next time when I will open this browser, or I will try to access this application, I want that the 2 default items which I added in the coding part over here, it will comes, and the two other items which I add, they will also come there. Okay, so I will run this program, and you can see now I close that and then I start it again, and you find that two items are coming over here. One more item I am trying to add over here, and then I say add. Now you can see what I did is I try to remove the item. Okay, so just what I'm doing is I'm using one event, and in that event what I'm trying to do is, if I select this checkbox, so from here you will get one line which displays that this is something which I want to cut, and from here you will see it will display the total number of items inside the task list. So if I will say delete, so you can see over here 4/4, and that item is removed from the task list. Now I will close my browser again, and then I start to use that browser again, and I try to access that application. You can see that I'm getting the items which are saved in my browser. One more thing I want to make very clear, that if you are using a browser, like you are using a browser Chrome, and later you try to access this application on another browser, maybe IE or maybe another Firefox, and you expect that these 4 values will come over there, of course not, because as I said, in this HTML5, the feature which is new for the local storage, that save these values in the browser's memory, and that particular browser memory. So if I save these values in the Google Chrome, so it will display in the Google Chrome. Just to understand, what I will do is, from here I will change the browser and I will try to run this on IE. Okay, so now you can see I will run this on my IE window, and this task list is coming over here. You can find that the 2 items which are coming in my Google Chrome, okay, these 2 items which I add extra, in fact 3 items I add and one by default item which I removed, are not coming in my IE. Okay, so if I will add a new item in this, okay, I add this item in my IE, and if I presume that yes, it will come also in the Chrome, of course no. See, because it is in the memory of that local browser, okay, that particular browser only. So now I will explain how this is working and how this is happening here. I have one file whose name is to-do list, and I have one CSS file named stylesheet.css. I will not go for style sheet now. Another thing is, over here I try to use the Angular library, and I download it. Earlier I was using the CDN of that, and this time I'm trying to give a demo in which I already download that angular.min.js in my computer, and I put it in the JS folder. This is that file, and then I use another file that is created by me, okay, and in this I have written some code. Okay, now I will come to my HTML file here first, and let's see what I'm doing in this file. In the beginning here, see, just included the files, okay. Then I use a body tag, and the root element I use as a body. Then I use a div, and I use a class containers. Now inside the div I define the containers, you can see controller. Okay, what will be the name of the controller? The name of the controller is to-do controller, and to-do controller is where this is inside the script file.js. Let's have a look here. This is to-do controller. Okay, so now to do controller is this, and now you can see over here I'm using one element header in this class. Sorry, I'm using app header. This is one class which I use to give a style, a design, and where you will find this? You will find this in your CSS file. Yes. Okay. So now inside the header I am trying to display two variables value which I have declared in my my controller. See this place. I said scope.app title to-do list and app headline. This will store in a local storage. So these two variable value where I want to display it in my header. So over here I am saying h1 class app title. This class, please don't get confused with this one. This is something which I use to give a style. So and these classes I have written in my CSS file. Okay, so these classes have nothing, any relation with this file. Okay, no relation, just these classes are for giving a design. So I was trying to display the value of app title over here and app headline over here. These two are defined in this script file as I explained just now. After that, coming to my section, I defined one app body which is over here, this place. In my CSS file you can see app body is inside my CSS file. Moving to again my to-do list.html file, and see here at the top I am using one span. Why I'm using span? Because I want to display how many total items left over here. You can see at the top I am displaying 4 of 4 remaining. Okay, it means 4 items are remaining in the to-do list. One time you can see just when I checked that checkbox, so at the same time what it did is he said 3 of 4 remaining, and if I will unselect it, it will again say 4 of 4 remaining. Okay, so coming to my coding part over here, and inside my span what I'm saying is I am writing span and I'm calling the remaining function. Remaining is a function which is defined somewhere in my controller in my script file.js. So let's have a look. This is my function remaining. Okay, I will explain this function later. Then of and remaining of, for example, remaining 4 of this, so I'm saying remaining of, and then to do s. So this to do s is what? This is one object which I defined here in my controller. Okay, so I said to do dot length because I want to count how many items left. So remaining of to do length remaining. Okay, after that one more thing which is coming over here at this place, you can see a delete button. Yes, can see delete button. This place I am writing coding for a delete button. I am writing input type equal to button ng click archive. So archive is one function which I am using over here somewhere. You need to find this in my controller. This is okay. So this function I will call when I will click the delete. Then I want to display the items on my browser here. Okay, these items I want to display, and in my coding I'm writing UL, and I'm using a class name unstyled. Then I'm coming to my li, and you can see over here I am trying to get the value from this. So I'm saying ling repeat. Okay, and what I'm doing is I'm trying to get the value from TODOS. Okay, and I'm trying to put into a variable whose name is to do. So TODOS is what? This is basically one object which I defined in my controller, and after that I'm also writing track by index. It's just like a find by index. Okay, so I'm saying use by index. So to do in, and it will get according to the index value. Now over here I'm saying input type equal to checkbox. So at this place you can see my items are coming, and one checkbox is coming over here. So what I'm writing here, I said input type equal to checkbox, and ng model. What I did is I use one variable done that is defined in my script file over here. And again, as I explained in the previous example, done is one boolean value which is true and false. Okay, see here, I think you can see done false, so that is a boolean value. So here this is for my checkbox. If it is true, it is true, then it will display as a checkbox. And then I have another element span. I said span class. Now see here, what I am trying to do is I said class and span class, and I give the name done. Okay, see here, I said span class done. Okay, and then after I don't know the value. Do you understand my meaning? If it is select, okay, if it is select, it means if it is select, it is true. So it meaning to say is what? It will say done true. Yes, done true, because if the value of the checkbox is selected, it will say true. So done true, and you can see over here I have a class whose name is done true. So if the value is not selected, it will not give me the class name done true. And if it is not there, it will not say text decoration is line through. So this, when I select this one and this line is coming over here, this is coming just because over here I am writing this one. When I select this, you can find over here, when I select this checkbox, the value of X become done. Okay, done become true. And when done become true, so I will come to this place over here, and the value of done is true. So class name is what? Class name is done true. And what will be the text? To do text, whatever is text in with that to do here in my to do's property name, variable name you can say. Then simple thing, I repeat again, I am using one loop so that I can display all the values in my list box. I am using one checkbox so that I can display if it is select, so true, and if it is unselect, means false. Another thing, I am using a class whose name is done, and because I want to show that if it is selected, then it becomes the class name done true. So I am using Angular over here, and I am trying to access the value of done value, done variable value. So if done variable value is true, it will class name will become done true. And if it is the case, then it will display the text, and over here in my CSS I said line through. Okay, and the color I use is gray. After that, I want to add items. So if I want to add items, I use input type equal to text and ng model equal to to do text. It's a name of a variable here. and I bind it with my input text, and then I have a placeholder. Just I told you it work as a guideline title, and you can see when I will use the submit button, it will call a add to do function. Okay, now this is something in my HTML file. I'm coming to my script file now. Let's try to understand. I will come with my this HTML example, and first thing which I want to do is I want to add a item inside my list. I am writing this one. Okay, so when I will click on my submit button, it meaning to say is over here now. I will click my submit button here, and I will use the function name add to do, and this function in my script file.js file. So what I will do is I will go to my JavaScript file, and I will try to find where is the to do function. Add to do here. See, this is the function add to do. So what I'm writing over here, I'm saying scope dot add to do. Now add what? I said equal function scope dot to do s dot push is same as earlier. I said I want to add an element inside that. Okay, now value is what? The value which I will write in the text box. Then value is by default false, and then I make it empty. Now here I am using a function local storage. Okay, I am using an object local storage object of the HTML5. This is an object of HTML5 local storage, and it has a function whose name is set item. It means whenever I want to store values inside my local browser, I will use this function set item. Whenever I want to get items, I will use a function get item. So for that I'm using over here local storage dot set item. It means I want to store these values, because why I'm doing this? See, when I am writing this, okay, values are going inside the add to do. Okay, but if I will close my browser, it will also remove from the memory. I want to keep it for a long time. I will call a local storage and set item. Now add what? You know, whenever I want to use a set item function, it has a two parameter. One is a key and one is a value. Now where I want to store this? I said I want to store in a TODOS, and what is that? See? Okay, so I want to store it over here. Now I want to store what? I have some values, and these values are written in my HTML file over here. Okay, now when I use this to write values, this to do text. Okay, so when I want to write these values in my local storage, in a JavaScript we use a JSON. Okay, why we use it? It is used to exchange the data. Like if you have a background of XML, whenever we work on heterogeneous environments, or you can say heterogeneous database server, and one server want to send a data from one place to another place, maybe at one server I'm using the Oracle, and in another server I'm using a Microsoft SQL server. So there is a compatibility issue. Okay, Puneet, what's your question? Yes, Puneet.
Sir, please explain to me what is JSON, how it will store the data. what are all the methods?
This is what I'm going to explain. This is what I was explaining. Okay, just listen.
Okay.
So, as I said, for example, if I am working on one database server and I want to send one data from one server to another server. First server I'm using is SQL server and second is Oracle. Okay, two different. And now the format which we use in SQL server is not same in Oracle. Okay, so what we do is whenever I want to send data from one place to another place, we use XML. XML is something which is used to exchange data from one place to another place. So earlier we use XML. Okay, but there is another way to exchange data using JavaScript. So JSON is what? Basically JSON is one concept which is we use in JavaScript to interchange the data. For example, you have one text written in your text box and that text you want to store in a object. Okay, so how can you do that? So when I use a JSON, in JSON I have two functions. One is parse and one is a stringify. Parse will do what? It will compile my text and convert into object. Okay, and that object I can use to store value somewhere in maybe in object values. Same time I have a stringify. It means somewhere if I have a string value and that value I want to put into a text, so I can use a stringify. So in JSON I have two functions, parse and stringify. What is JSON? As I said, it is one concept which we use in a JavaScript to interchange the data from one to another. It means maybe from string to maybe object, or maybe from object to string. Okay, so it is an alternate of an XML. Basically JSON is an alternate of XML. If someone does not have a background of XML, okay, and he has a background of this JavaScript, so he can easily use a JSON. For more details you can just Google JSON. It's not a very big concept, small concept. Okay, you can go through there and then check. If you have any doubts you can come back to me. Okay, so moving forward now, what I was trying to do is I want to store the value that I put into my the variables, and now I want to see I'm trying to use a JSON dot stringify. Okay, meaning to say is what? Object value I want to put into a text. I want to convert it as a text and then I want to store. So scope dot to do as, whatever is value stored in a to do as, it will change, convert, and it will put into the local storage. Okay, now I'm coming over here. Now I am trying to display the value here. See this place. Just try to understand my meaning. Scope dot title. Okay, app title. This is coming in my web page at the top. To do list, as you can see on my screen. To do list. This is coming because the value is given over here. Okay, any value you will change, it will reflect in your view. Then I am using a scope dot app headline. This value I defined over here, and it is coming over here on my web browser. This will store in our local storage. After that, I will not come to this part. 3 or 4 remaining. This I will explain after this one. First I want to explain how these values are coming in my list. So I am coming to this place, and over here I am saying, just try to understand what I am saying. I said scope dot saved. It means I'm trying to use one variable whose name is saved, and what I want to do, I want to fetch all the values which are stored in my local storage, and I want to put it where? I want to put it in one object type variable named saved. Now see here, local storage dot get item. When I store items in my local storage, I use one name, my object name, that was a to do as. So where all values which are inside this object which is stored in my local browser memory, it will fetch all the records and it will put into this one. It means whenever I will close this, and if again I open this web page, so all values are coming from my browser from this place and store into this place. Okay. Now question is, if I am trying to run this application first time, okay, first time, so what I'm trying to do is I'm saying scope dot to do as. If I'm trying to open it first time, or if I'm trying to open it, maybe I only opened it and I'm trying to open it second time or third time, anytime. So I'm using over here scope dot to do as, because I want to keep my values inside this. Okay, so I said equal. Now you can see I'm trying to do what? I'm trying to fetch the record from the local host, so local storage. So I'm saying local storage dot get item, this same thing which I am writing over here. At this place I can also use this variable name over here. Okay, so what I'm trying to say, if I'm saying scope dot to do as local storage not null, then I'm using the ternary operator. You can see over here, this is here I'm using the ternary operator. Then do what? He will say jsn dot parse scope dot saved. It meaning to say is what? If it is not coming first time, so the value which I keep in my this variable, what I will do is I will put all those value again inside this variable. And if this is coming the first time, so my computer will do what? It will add two items. First time I'm using the text, create assignments, and then variable done, value is false, text, update food hub application done, false. So I have this situation that if I'm trying to open this web page first time, it will add these two items, and if I am trying to open it second time, then it will take it from the local storage and put into the to-do-as over here. Now when it opens, okay, after that what I did is I said local storage. Again I want to keep these value into my local storage. So I said local storage. See why I'm writing this line. I'm writing this line just because it may be it is not coming a second time, it is coming a first time, and these two items I just added. So I need to add these item in my local storage. So I'm writing this line. See, the function is same again, stringify. As I said earlier, it will convert the object value to a string value. If you have any doubt related to JSON, just you can Google it. W3 School will help you to understand, okay, easily. You can see here, as I said, JavaScript, okay, object notation. Why I use storing and exchanging data. Okay, easier to use. It is alternate of XML. You can see over here, if I'm using XML, I will display something like this, and if I'm using a JSON, I will display something like this. As I said, I will create an object. It has two functions which I explained to you just now. You can see pass. Okay, one function is pass and another function is your stringify. So you can just open this and just can go through this and you can understand. Okay, it's not very hard to understand, very simple. Okay, then I'm coming here now to show my items. This one, okay, and this one I explained. See this place. In this place I displayed these values. Okay, now the next part, how I count these values. Over here I'm displaying the value in my web page. This place you can see, this place 3 of 3 remaining. So how I am doing this, and for that I use one function is remaining. Over here you can see, and I said a function name is remaining. I use a variable count equal to 0 initially, and then I said angular dot for each. This a for loop, just like a for loop I explained earlier. All items, okay, all items I will fetch from this place, and I will put where I will put into this function, and you can see the count variable I'm using. I said count plus equal to. Then you can see I'm writing over here to do dot done. If to do dot done, okay, so initially to do done is what? If it is just like selected, so it will say 1. If it is not selected, it will say 0. So count plus 1 like this. So it will count and it will say it will return me count over here, and when I use my HTML file over here, I call this function. I called somewhere here remaining. Okay, so this is here, this one. Now how to remove these items? This is same as the earlier example I explained to you. I use one function named archive. First I used to take all values from that object and put into one variable, and then I make that object empty. And then I use a loop over here, angular dot for each, and all values are inside this variable now. So I use this variable old to do as, and then I'm using a function this, and in this function I'm writing a parameter to do. Now again this is to check. So I'm saying if not to do dot done. Okay, so it meaning to say is if it is selected, I don't want to put into the list. Okay, so I'm saying over here if not to do dot done. Okay, so it means if to do done means true, and I'm saying not, it means false. So if it is false, then scope dot to do dot push this. Okay, so it will add the item inside the to do s, and local storage will store in the this. It meaning to say is what will happen in this case. Whenever I will run this example here, and someone is selected over here, okay, so if I will click this, so my computer will do what? My computer will add these two items inside the local storage now, and it will not remove, it will not add this in the local storage. So just like this. So this is all about this activity. If you have a question, you can ask. Just a little bit complicated, but it is not that hard to understand. If you have a little bit programming background, you can understand it easily. And I think you people are faculties, so you people have a background and you people have that skill, so you can understand easily. Yes, please, any questions? Anyone have questions? Any doubt? Okay, no doubt. So moving forward, another example I will just show you. I will another example which I will just show to you, and this is basically one exercise which is given in your Ethereum folder, and explanation of that program is given in your hints, so you can understand it from there. I will just display here for you. This is one example. In each and every mobile, for example, nowadays we always use a mobile phone and we have a contact list given in our mobile, and whenever we start to type or we start to write any word, it automatically instantly try to search the contact list in my phone. So this example I just create like that. I am trying to make one contact list, and by using AngularJS, I am trying to instantly trying to search the context. So you will find it on my computer now. There is one instant search form, and in this instant search form I have added some contents, this contact numbers. Okay, so there is a problem in synchronization, but I think you can see. Yes, now I am trying to search the name, and let's say I want to find the people whose name maybe start with D, or their name have a word D, letter D. So I am trying to say D. You can see he found Andy, Daniel, Mandy. Now look at I am trying to find from the B. So you can see there are some people whose maybe first Betty and Robin. M, you can see. So it will help me to instantly search the contact numbers from the list. Okay, the example explanation is given in your this hint guide, so you can find it from here. It's not very hard to understand. Everything is over there. You can just go from there, and maybe tomorrow or in the evening session you can ask me. Okay. Yes, any other questions? Any questions? No questions? How many people understand this? The last example which I explained just now. I'm not talking about this instant search. I'm talking about the example which I explained about local storage. Yes, please. I want every person attendance here now. Someone who understand and someone who does not understand. Please give me your attendance. Understand or not? Only one answer. Other people are sleeping. I hope you are waking. Nikhil, yeah, this example which just now I explained, instant search is given in exercise, and the activity which I explained is given in the activity book. This is given in LG also. The explanation is given in LG also. How about the Rajiv? Where is Rajiv? Nikhil, Dinesh, Rajiv, Rabi,
Sukesh, sir.
Sukesh,
are you hearing? Sukesh, sir, can you quickly repeat it about the JSON and this one, how the storage will be happen? Because I got it.
Yeah. I will.
I'm trying to synchronize. It's not happening.
Just give me 5 minutes, okay? Just give me 5 minutes. I will explain you 5 minutes only. See, earlier we do what? When we want to exchange data from one place to another place, we try to use with the XML. Okay, because as I said that in heterogeneous environment the format is not same, so when I want to send a data from one place to another, we need something which is used to exchange the data. So we use a XML at that time. Okay, that time we use an XML. Now this thing that someone who has no background of XML. Okay, and I want to use that. Maybe I want to use just a JavaScript only, and then I want to store the data, or maybe I want to store some data somewhere. In just the example I gave to you, I want to store one string I have, and I want to store that string in one object. Okay, so here JSON is what it is. It is just one concept which we use in a JavaScript to store or to exchange the data. Okay, or to, you can say, interchange the data, just to change the data, or you can say just change the type of the data. Okay, so I gave no example. When I use a JSON, I use two versions of JSON. One is parse and one is a stringify. Okay, so it meaning to say is, just think, for example, if I create one object using a Angular JS, and that object I want to that object has some values, and that value I want to display somewhere in my input box, and when I will display a value in the input box, I want to display it as a text, and that too that I want display as a string. So how can I do that? I need something which can help me to change my object value to a string value. Okay, so I will do that. See, one example I will share with you. Just now I use jQuery, this JSON. Look at this example. Can see on my screen. If I am using an XML, in XML I always store data like this format. I need to make one root element and then I will create the nodes, and by using nodes I can store. You can see, I can see here I can store data inside my XML elements like this. And if I don't want to use this XML, I can do what? I can create a object. Okay, so employees is one object. Okay, and in this object I want to define the values. So first name, okay, last name, and I try to add these values. So if I do not have a XML background, and I have only a JavaScript background, what I can do is, using a JSON, I can store the value like this.
Okay.
See here, it is very clearly written, is a lightweight data interchange format. It is just used to interchange the data. And how to interchange this? I need to use two functions, either parse or either stringify. Okay. You can just open this web page for JSON, and if you feel any problem, you can get back to me. Okay, for this.
Yeah. Thanks.
Yes. Any others? Nikhil?
No, the same thing in Belarus.
Okay. Thank you. I want to see all people here. Joyce.
So,
Yes, Joyce.
I understood this JSON thing. The only thing, stringify is used for converting the string parameter to object, or object to string parameter. So
See, parse is to change from string to object, and the object to string. Okay, that is stringify. Actually, it is a stringify is one function that will convert a JSON object to JSON string.
Okay.
Okay.
Object to string. Okay.
Yeah.
String. Yes, sir. That is clear. The before example is clear, sir. But this search form, I think I'll just go through it once and I'll get back to you.
Search form. Yeah. You can open your Ethereum folder, and the hints are given over there. Each and every step which I have written, I have given the explanation over there. Okay. So you can go through from there. If you still find any problem, you can write email to me, or you can just get back to me after this session. Okay.
Yes.
So today we have to wind up this session within 5 minutes, because then we have another session from 1 o'clock. Okay. So if you have any inquiries, any questions, any doubts, you can just ask within 5 minutes.
No, sir. I'll check this out. This search form, I'll just check it out and I'll get back to you if I have any doubts.
Okay.
Hello, sir.
Yes, ma'am. Do you understand AngularJS? Any problem in AngularJS we have?
No, sir. Can you explain that how the remarking function is working?
Please come close to your mic. I can hardly hear to you.
Yeah, sir. I understood, sir.
You just need to do a practice. Just try to do some practice, and if you found any problem, even after I will say each and every one, if you find any problem even after the training in this course, you can just write down to me, and I will get back to you. Okay.
Okay, sir. I'll practice it after this. After that, if I have any doubt, I'll ask you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Hello. Hello. Hello.
Yeah, I got this this Angular here.
So you understand the whole concept of Angular JS?
Only that, yeah. I did lots of practicals also right now. So only that exercises and activity I'll do, and if I'm having any doubt, then I'll let you know, sir.
Okay. Thank you. Hello.
Hello, sir.
Yeah. So you understand the concept of Angular JS?
Yes, sir.
Any doubt you have?
No, sir. After practicing, if any doubt, I will ask, sir.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Second half we have a session at 3:30. Okay, and please, I also request you to send the assignments to you. Yesterday I told you to create one responsive web page and send it to me. I think I haven't got. So please send me that. Okay, and if you have any doubts, please come to me after 3:30. Okay.